Hey, this is Life with Shauna Renee here, back with another video. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. This video is the part 2 to my friend faked her death. Let's watch the video.
Okay, this is part 2 of how my friend faked her death, and I promise I'm getting there. There's just so much backstory that I can't leave out. But anyway, so Sarah and Christy started dating, and right off the bat, it was the most toxic thing that you've ever seen. They would both be messaging me daily, crying about the other one, and I was like, I don't know what you want me to do. But this is where it gets crazy. So Christy goes back to school, and I honestly didn't even know that she was in an in-person school because, 1, we never talked about school, and 2, she was never there because of how many issues she had. So anyway, she goes back to school, and she texts me at some point during the day, and she's like flipping out, and I'm like, what is happening? And she tells me that a year ago on that day, her best friend was by these 3 boys to go to her school, and that they magically got out of jail on the year anniversary and came to her school and had hunted her down, chased her into the women's bathroom, and were waiting outside with the same they used to her best friend, and were tracing it along the walls and waiting for her to come out. Yeah. And I'm sitting here and I'm baffled, because what do you say to that? Like, and I'm trying to figure out if this is real or not, because who comes up with that if that's fake? And obviously it's fake, because 1, how would they be out of jail if they, and 2, how would they get the back? Makes no sense. But I'm just like, okay, well, the obvious answer is you need to call the police. And she goes, no, they'll hear me. They're gonna hear me. And I was like, okay, then I'll call them. And she was like, no, I'll do it. And I was like, okay. So she tells me she's called them and they're on their way. And so I'm like, okay. And then I go to message Sarah and I ask her, hey, have you heard what's going on with Chrissy? Because they were dating, you know. And she was like, yeah, I have. Like, Chrissy told me that they chased her into the janitor's closet. And I was like, janitor's closet? She was like, yeah, like, Chrissy told me that, like, she's hiding there right now. And I was like, odd, because she told me she's in the bathroom. And so I messaged Chrissy. And I'm like, why did you tell Sarah that you're in the janitor's closet? And she's like, oh, well, I was there before, but now I'm in the bathroom. And I was like, oh, okay. So then time goes on, and Sarah texts me. She goes, the police just got there. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I text Chrissy, and I'm like, are the police there? She goes, no. And I was like, oh. And I go back to Sarah, and I go, are you sure? She said the police are there? She goes, yeah, I just asked her again. She said the police are there. I go back to Chrissy. Are the police there? No. Miss ma'am. And so I'm like, okay, well then why did you tell Sarah that? And she's like, stop talking to my girlfriend, like, blah, 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 like, I didn't say that, she's lying. I was like, okay. So it goes back and forth, until eventually she's like, okay, the police are here, and they got the boys, and they're arrested. So I'm sitting here, and I'm really, like, thinking over the entire situation, and I'm like, this is complete bullshit. It's all bullshit. So I think of every single lie that she's ever told, and I just confront her on everything from the attempts to now, and I let it all out. And she's like, you're a horrible person, like, I can't believe you would say that. And then she brings it to the group chat, and Alyssa and Sarah are like, you're such a terrible person, I can't believe you ever say that, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, and I'm messaging Shyla on the side, and we're like, what the actual fuck is happening? Like, this is insane. So after probably an hour of just going back and forth, I unadd them because I realized I'm getting nowhere, and I've never gone anywhere with these girls, so I just unadd them. But I left them on TikTok because I'm a nosy bitch, and I want to see if they're posting stuff about me. And sure enough, oh, they were. There were 2 other girls who were kind of a neutral party, Serenity and Catherine. And Catherine eventually became more vocal about her discomfort as well. And so the video was mainly targeted at Catherine, but the video was something like, when they tell me I'm too obsessed with Melissa O'Neill and Eric Winter. Let me insert a screenshot, or I might insert a video.
Not my problem, that's just not my problem. Not my problem, that's just not my problem.
I wish I would have taken more screenshots. I have nothing. I have that and one other thing I'll show you in a minute. But I was so lost as to how people can act this way, I didn't even think about it. I'm sure I had a couple at some point, but I frequently go through my camera roll and I delete things that I don't think I need because I don't like having a cluttered camera roll. So if they were there, I deleted them. Anyway, so Alyssa posted that video, Sarah posted a video. I don't think Chrissy did because Chrissy's account was an editing account and she never posted her face on there, so I don't think she posted it on there. I posted a video in return and they blocked me. So clearly I know how to make a bitch mad. So about 3 or 4 months goes by and I haven't heard anything from them until I'm on my other account and I'm just scrolling and one of Chrissy's TikToks comes up on my For You page. And so I click on her account and her latest video was from like a month or so prior and all the comments said rest in peace. And I was like, what? And so I immediately text Shyla and I'm like, did you see this? And she's like, oh yeah, she's faking your death. And I'm like, what? So while Chrissy was dead on TikTok, she was alive and well on her personal Instagram account and she was still posting on her story. And the reason nobody on TikTok knew was because the two aren't linked and Chrissy's face was never posted on there, so people didn't know the correlation. So all her friends on TikTok thought she was dead, but the people she knew in real life were on her Instagram and knew she was obviously alive. And I guess she just never mixed those two worlds, I don't know. And her reposts on TikTok were recent. So Shyla messaged Chrissy on Instagram and was like, why are you faking your death? And you'll never guess what Chrissy did. She blocked her. So I'm like, I need to go investigator mode. So I get the Instagram account from Shyla and I search it up and I don't follow it so that she doesn't know that I'm watching. And I just leave it in my search bar. And this was about a month ago. And so ever since then, I've been monitoring the account every day. And she hasn't posted on her story since, but I've been watching the number of people she follows increase. It started out at like 700 and something, and now it's at 800. So, I know your life, Pookie. While I'm doing my little Instagram investigation, I also go on my TikTok where I'm not blocked, and I message her, and I'm like, I'm gonna mess with this bitch. And I didn't think she was gonna respond. I knew she'd see it, but I didn't think she was gonna respond. And I was like, hey, I'm sorry I wasn't nice to you. Like, I saw your comments, like, I know you're dead, and like, I'm just really sorry. Within a week, I think it was, I like went back on that account because I hardly ever checked that account. And she responded. Of course it wasn't her though. It was her friend who's logged in for her. And was like, yeah, it's true. Like, you know, she's dead and I'm really sad. And I was like, oh yeah, heart goes out to you, girl. And then she goes, and her ex-girlfriend Sarah didn't believe she was actually dead because they just broken up. And I was like, I have a screenshot of that conversation too, which I'll insert. And yeah, that's how my friend faked her death. There's obviously a lot more that goes into the story, but I can't get into every single detail, especially because it was a while ago. But I'm gonna leave the floor open to Shyla. If you want to add anything, please go ahead and add whatever you want. Make your own TikTok. You know, if I've missed anything, I'm sure I've missed a while because Shyla was actually in the group chat for about a month after I left. So, yeah, the floor is open to you if you want to add anything. And I hope you guys enjoyed this.
You know what? I realized that I wonder why people do the things that they do, especially when it comes to like faking your own death. Like, what do you get out of that? Why do you act like that? If you feeling like some type of way, just don't talk to the person. You don't have, then you want all this attention. Not the right way to go about it. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, guys. I took a nap and woke up, and now this is the time I'm doing the video, so I'm a little exhausted, but I'm doing what I gotta do for you guys. You want the tea? I'm giving you the tea. Anyway, so what do y'all think about this video? You know what to do. Comment below. This is Life with Shauna Renee, and I'm out. Bye.